This history repeats, but it doesn't repeat exactly the same way. They do it in a different way. And it's like the way that things are happening now is sneak racism, is because you can't, it's like what Dame said, you can't just be overtly racist in this day and age. It's not the way you can't get away with it. You get canceled in a second.
Right.
So the way to do it is to inject it into culture in a subconscious way and to normalize it. And that's really what's dangerous here is when we start accepting it and normalizing it because maybe there's a bag attached or maybe there's a celebrity attached or for whatever reason we start accepting this stuff. And that's where it becomes dangerous. You know what I mean? So for me, people can have logos that look like that. People can promote monkey pictures, whatever. But we need to acknowledge what this stuff is and the danger of it, and not say there is no danger and it means nothing, because that's where it becomes a problem and that's where it becomes dangerous. Like that's what it is to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be like saying like, you know, and the whole thing with the monkey picture thing, which I want to bring up, is, you know, a lot of people might not realize that the entire history of racism, whether it's racism against black people or racism against Chinese people or racism against Jews, is essentially comparing people to monkeys. The entire basis of it. So when you know, when Europeans took people from Africa and enslaved them, they did that and they justified it in their own consciousness by saying these people are not human. These people are more like monkeys. And
Right.
and the way the Nazis killed all the Jews is they literally said the same thing. And you can go and you could see the images where they would measure people's skulls. You know what I mean? They would measure all their bones, their vertebrae, to basically try to scientifically prove that Jews and blacks and gypsies and anyone who wasn't them was a monkey. And so, like, when you have a logo that looks like a Nazi logo, and then you have, you know, you're selling monkey pictures, there's a direct connection between that. Do you know what I mean? And then beyond that, they embed the guy, you know, Confederate general into the collection. You know, the entire point of the Confederacy was to maintain the institution of slavery
Right.
in this country. Why would you do that?
I think you're referring to Stonewall Jackson, right?
Yeah, Stonewall Jackson.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we could go. I can talk a lot, and this is another example of the sneak shit that they do. This is the co-founder of Bored Ape Yacht Club. One of them. There's 4 of them. Each one has a fucked up name, by the way. But this guy's name is Emperor Tomato Ketchup. These are stills from the movie Emperor Tomato Ketchup. This is a guy in a KKK hood. This is a child in a fascist uniform next to a woman who's tied up naked. This is a naked man tied up. Like, this is a company that sells cartoons and video games. That's shit for children. And they want to say, well, we named it after, there's a music group who has the same album, obscure indie music group. And they would say, oh, well, we named it after the music group. Well, they named it after the movie. But the other thing is the music group isn't selling cartoon monkeys, and they're not selling video games and stuff. That's stuff that children like. You know what I mean? Like, children naturally, even if it's not.
Need water?
Yeah. Even if it's not intended for children, which it is pretty much intended for children, it's still something that children gravitate to. You know what I mean? And it's also not. Thank you. It's also not a $5 billion company. Do you know what I mean? Like some obscure musician who named themselves after that. They're not trying to insert themselves into every aspect of society. That's another problem that I have with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, is that literally it's like we're toothpaste, we're a video game, we're fucking there's so much shit.
Beer, burgers,
Beers,
everything.
burgers, yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking everything, and
Yeah.
it's like that to me is scary. Why are you trying to insert this shit into literally every music, every single movies, every single facet of society? They're trying to put this shit into, and it's like I've been doing this now for almost a year because I was like, this needs to get checked. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you were like, and this is my domain. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, I've done internet art, and my parents are artists. I've been around art my whole life. You know, like this is something that I know. Do you know what I mean? Like there are a lot of other huge, much bigger issues that I don't really know about, so I can't speak about it. But I know about the internet and I know about art. So I feel like I need to speak on this because there are a lot of people who are against the Bored Ape Yacht Club, but they might not realize how big of an issue it is. So they're not dedicating their life to this shit. They're just like writing a tweet. Like you can find hundreds of thousands of tweets of people complaining about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, whether it's racist or they just hate it.